The new teleporter settings that were added last week might be one of the most confusing things ever added to creative. And not because they're difficult to understand, but because there's a lot of things you can do with them that don't really make much sense. So come on, let me show you. Hey everyone, this is Syntax, and today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the newest teleporter settings that include the effect radius and the maintain relative position. I'm going to be honest, what I'm about to show you I don't have an explanation for. All I know is that this is how these work right now, and I'm a little nervous Epic is going to change them because I don't think this is how they're intended to work, if that makes sense. Obviously it doesn't make sense right now, but give me a second and hopefully it will. If somehow you don't know what the new settings are, they are effect radius and maintain relative position, and all they are is a way to set up a radius around a set teleporter that allows all the players within that radius to teleport to another teleporter maintaining their relative position. I hope that made sense. Basically, wherever I'm standing within this radius, once this teleporter is activated, I'll be standing in this radius. But, God, I wish it was that simple. For starters, this is the very basics. I'm not sure if there's another way to do it, but basically what you want to do is set up two teleporters and give one of them a teleporter target group and the other teleporter make that the target group. For example, this teleporter target group is A, and this teleporter group is A, and then this teleporter target group is B, and then this teleporter group is B. Very basic method of setting up teleporters. Whenever I walk into this one, I'll get teleported to the other one, and whenever I walk in this one, I'll get teleported to this one. So, yeah, makes sense. Now, what enables you to teleport is the activate setting. So if you go into this teleporter, if I hit activate when receiving from 1, any player inside this radius, when this teleporter receives a channel from 1, will get teleported over to this one. So yeah, let me show you. Oh yeah, and this one is activate when receiving from 2, so when channel 2 activates this teleporter, I get teleported over to that one. I made the teleporter rips visible, but if you want to do like smooth animations, which I'll get into later, you're going to want to make them not visible and conserve momentum. But anyway, let's just look at this. So as you can clearly see, I can walk into them. That makes sense. But when I push this button, it sends a signal on channel 1 and I get teleported over to this. It doesn't matter where I am within the radius, I get teleported to this one. Just for proof, I guess I'll stand over here and hit it. I get teleported over to this one. And of course, it doesn't have to be a button. You can see I have a trigger set up right here, and when I run into it, I get teleported over to the other teleporter. So whatever can send a signal on a channel, it will teleport you. Whether that's a perception trigger, an actual trigger, a mutator zone, a sequencer, whatever, you pick it. I also have a sequencer set up here, so if I hit this button, I'll actually get teleported between the two, and you can see that I get teleported back and forth between the two. Like I said, very simple. You just link up two teleporters, you have some kind of device that is able to activate your first teleporter, and then once that is activated, you stay relative to your same position located within the radius to the next teleporter. Now that is how Epic intended it to work, and it works fine just like that. It's perfect, but I want to show you something that is very wrong and weird, and I don't think it's gonna stay, but it's here right now and it scares me. I shouldn't say it scares me, but it's very weird. Okay, so this button right here sends a signal on channel 1 that activates this teleporter, but it has a delay. So if I just click this, you'll see after 3 seconds I get teleported over to this one. Makes sense, right? Now watch what happens when I click this button and run outside this radius. If I just go ahead and click it and run away, did you notice? Something else that's interesting, I don't even have to be inside the radius when I interact with this button. It's still going to teleport me relative to where this teleporter is. Now, if you thought that was weird, if we go over here in the corner, I actually have the same button that has the same delay on it, and if I click it, well, you're gonna see I get teleported within the same relative radius. Like if I click this and run this way, you're gonna see that I get teleported to my left the exact amount I would if I was actually inside that teleporter radius. Again, I'll click it and then I'll go down here and I'll just run away. Oh, like how does that work? If I click this and then I start running toward this thing, you're gonna see that I get teleported backward and now I'm running toward it again. Listen, I don't think this is how it's supposed to be, only because I feel like the first radius is supposed to only teleport us once you activate it if you're actually inside that radius, and that doesn't seem to be the case. What this is supposed to do is set up a radius so that once the teleporter is activated, you get teleported to the next teleporter within that radius. But what it actually does is set up a relative length. that will teleport you that exact length wherever you are on the map. This can actually be exploited, because if I get that system going over there, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to click the button. I'm just going to jump on it. This is a super simple setup. Basically, it just hits triggers that activates those teleporters. If I hit this, you can see that I just start getting teleported all over the place. Like, I am literally just being teleported back and forth as if it were those radiuses. Or radii? I don't know what the plural is supposed to be. But as you can see, it's as if those two teleporters were right where I'm standing, but really it's just the relative distance between them. I'm actually interested to see what would happen if I take this and increase the distance between them. Okay, now the teleporters are even farther apart, so I'm gonna see if it keeps that relative distance wherever you are on the map. So wait, if I click this button and I'm sitting right here, will I go like way over there? Wow! Yeah, no, that's... do with that what you will. Yeah, this is not intended. Or maybe it is intended, and I'm just too close-minded to accept it. This is interesting because it seems to be the case that when you spawn block the teleporter, it no longer works. So it will set up a relative location throughout the entire map. When you activate those teleporters, you'll get teleported that same distance, but if you spawn block one of them, it won't work. So, as we've already established, the radii that you set up with these teleporters are not actually restricted to just the radius around the teleporter. It creates a relative distance that you will travel throughout the entire map. So something you could do is take these teleporters and place them in the sky, just somewhere in the sky, and give them a relative effect radius that is the same size, link them up, you know, do whatever. Now, directly under each of those teleporters, making sure that it's equidistant and it lines up perfectly, you could have different rooms with differently positioned characters, whether it be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms, however many rooms you need for your animation. Now, knowing that the effect radius is relevant throughout the entire map, once you're activating teleporters, you would get teleported to those different frames and you would be able to walk around. If you're not really understanding, I am definitely going to do a video on this because I think this is an extremely revolutionary concept, and I know I say that about a lot of things, but this is actually like the new era of animation. You take 5 or 6 rooms and you build them, and then you take 5 or 6 teleporters with maintain relative position on them, and you place them above the room so the players can't walk into the teleporters, and when you activate them, you get teleported to those different copies of the rooms while the character's moving, quote unquote. That probably doesn't make sense. Again, I'm gonna make a video on it. It'll probably be the next video, so just wait on that. Again, I have a feeling this is not the intended way this mechanic is supposed to work, but for now, hopefully this video made it more understandable. But anyway, guys, there you have it. That is an in-depth look at the newest teleporter settings. I really do hope this video helped you out, and yeah, this has been Syntax. Later.